not only in Houston, but just nationwide. What are some of the issues that you guys are facing right now, in addition to the dollar per egg cost?
Exactly. You can't really be.
We all know about that.
The eggs, and so we've been fighting that, trying to figure out the best way to do it for us and as well as our customer, right?
You're starting to see a little relief on eggs.
A little bit, yeah. Some of my purveyors prices are going down here and there, but the more you read about it, the more you see that it's almost seems like it's inevitable to go back up again. Yeah. But besides that, I think we're facing. I don't think now is any different, but it's like finding really good staff, people that are as passionate about this industry that they used to be back when I first started. And then, just trying to stay competitive with these prices, trying to stay competitive when you have these big corporations, and we're a mom and pop spot that is, raised and born in Houston.
Sure.
And, love the community and love the city, and we're doing food that's scratch made.
Historic building, the historic clock tower and the height.
Like we have, and we're doing something real cool and something we're very passionate about, and trying to get our name out there and be part of the community in the neighborhood, let them know that we're here.
Yeah.
So things like that.
Now, when you see this beautiful creation and energy, what would be just kind of open advice that you would be giving to small business owners, restaurant owners right now to kind of keep going? There is hope. We hope there's going to be hope.
There's always hope, right? And things will change, and they're probably going to hurt a little bit before they do.
Yeah.
Right. And maybe this is the hurt. So I'm hoping for, right? And that we don't go into too much more hurt. Yeah. It's just staying diligent, and don't. Look, you guys have got a pretty good following, pretty good brand, like loyalty, and those things. It's like, it's honesty. It's literally about being honest. Because I'll never forget it. I mean, Hey Merchant back in the day, I was like, look, man, this is the cost of wings. What we were. This is the cost of wings where we're at. We're not going to do wings, and it's like, you can't do that with the egg dishes, right? It's just not possible, because people are like, no, it's right for eggs, right? But if there's a way to just communicate, like, hey, this is what these things are. This is exactly what we're paying, and this is exactly what we're charging. So people feel like it's not, because I think a lot of times when people start seeing that prices are going up, well, then everybody just takes advantage of that, right? But if you stay far to the course, like, you're not going to take advantage of the situation. You're just going to cover what you need.
The diners notice.
And they do. And they like that open, like, book mentality of, like, this is what we do.
Yeah.
And, you do that for the time being. And then when it starts to go back, man, you go back to where you're at. But, like, you can't be the one, just like you said, the big corporations are still like, we'll just eat it. We've got how many billions in the bank, we'll just take it on. Your mom and pop restaurant, you in Sarah's place, like, you can't do that. So you just have to be honest about it and be like, thank you for your patronage. Thank you for being so loyal to us. And we're going to be loyal to you by telling you, this is our books. This is what we're doing. Mm-hmm. So you're not, if that egg's $1 and you need to get 3, you're not charging $1.75. You need to charge that 3 and be honest about why it's happening. Mm-hmm. And I think people will respect that a little bit more, because you hear avocados are going to go up. Now, some people are telling me, like, oh, I saw a place with avocados for $9. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Like, are they just like trying to get in front of the curve here? Like, what are we doing?
Right.
I mean, because I don't know. I don't buy avocados and I don't buy things like that. So, but like, I think that it will get better, but you just can't take the hits on it all, because if you're going to cut it down to that $1.75 or $1.50, we all know how that works.
Yeah.
You're not going to be here long.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So people will weather the storm with you if you are very transparent. And I think that's how you're going to have, like, restaurants are going to have to get by. It's just like, this is what we're doing. Because we have to, because, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the mystique behind it that everybody thinks restaurants make so much money, and, and they just don't.
Right.
Right. Everybody else asks you for everything under the sun, like, not cover costs for you, but it's like, hold up, man. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
No, definitely. That's great advice. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that is amazing advice.
We all have to get through it together. We just don't need to take advantage of the situation, and we also don't need to fail because of it. Like, that's it can't be here and it can't be here. It has to be right here.
Yeah, me in the middle.
Yeah.
and it's just honesty, and I think that's where it has to come from.
And it makes sense, right? Because you're being honest with them. They know you're not lying because they feel it too in their own bank account. They feel it in the gas at the gas pump. They feel it, when they're buying milk or they're buying bread, even.
And it will have to come back around at some point. We hope.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, if it doesn't, and if we are in for a little bit of tougher times, Southern Smoke is here. And that was some of the support that you guys benefited from, I think, a few years ago from Southern Smoke. How did that help you guys out at that time?
Oh, it was major for us. After Hurricane Beryl, the whole city was reeling. A lot of places closed, not able to
So
open.
this was more recent.
Yeah,
This was last
year.
summer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And our main thing was our employees, right? Them not being able to work, so them not being able to get a paycheck, and us not being able to be open, losing tons of product.
Of course. Yeah.
A lot of that, which insurance companies wouldn't cover. Even though we had the plans, it was just they were just beating around the bush and really, taking.
That was a really big problem that I heard about during
It's
that,
cool.
right? You
Well,
probably heard a lot.
You really have to look at your policy, and yes, you are going to pay a higher price for it, but after 3 days it kicks in or something like that, it might kick in, but it still won't cover this or this or that. It's like,
They kind of pick and choose.
why are we doing this? And like you didn't know this coming into it because you thought, man, I'm covered. I got insurance.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, when it happens, you're like, wait,
How am I not covered?
you're telling
Yeah.
me I'm not.
Yeah.
And so it's like you have to have, I always say that like when you're getting into a restaurant, you need to have really good friends that you believe in. And when I mean friends, your attorney to look at your lease, to look at all the things that you're doing, because
Get a
everybody
good
wants to
friend.
spend money on plates and this and that, but in music, it's like, how much do you have set aside for legal fees? And they're like,
An emergency.
none. I'm like, we have a friend. I'm like, no, don't have a friend. Have something. That your insurance person, right? So that you know how set you are, and then your bankers.
Mhm.
Like those are the 3 people that you really need to have tight connections with,
Yeah.
I double that. I second that.
Yeah.
For sure.
right? Because you find it out the hard way.
Exactly. You find out the hard way, and knowing it pre-hand is like if I would have known this prior, I would have changed tons of things. So that's just solid advice right there. And then our big thing was our staff, and trying to figure that out. And Sunsmoke Foundation chef came through and really gave us a huge donation to get us through those weeks. And then we opened back the doors. Of course, the community was back out in full force. But man, it was definitely a tough time and a rough time. And,
Yeah.
it was
And
definitely
I think too, just a side benefit from your efforts that a lot of people don't talk about is you're bringing such awareness to the multiple issues that are facing where, you mentioned being honest and being transparent. Well, a lot of these issues, people just may have not known were issues because maybe they've never worked in hospitality or they haven't known anybody who's worked in hospitality.
As a consumer, right, and as somebody that goes out to restaurants a lot, like you have your staff that you always go sit. When I say your staff, when you go out on a Tuesday night to X restaurant and this person always takes care of you, and you see these bussers and you see this host and you see these cooks, and after you go there a few times, you just kind of like family, you kind of get to know people, and you can literally see as a consumer, right, when something's not right with somebody.
Mhm.
And it's 2 simple words. And it's, you good? And it gives somebody, it takes them back for a second, but they're like, actually, there's some stuff going on. And it's like, okay, well, here's SouthernSmoke.org.
Yeah.
These are the people, go talk to them. Because I'm not qualified to hear what you're about to tell me, but they can handle it, whether it be financially or through mental health care, either way. And so it's something that I preach to a lot of people, because it's like, just with this event that we did the other day, and at festival, I tell people the same. It's like, you are now a spokesman for this organization because you go out to eat. You understand the places that you're going, the people that are there, because they take care of you all the time.
Mhm.
They spend their lives taking care of us. Who takes care of them?
Yeah.
And that's the biggest question. And it's in turn, it's not just like giving them extra $10 and extra $20, but it's giving them, hey man, talk to this company. Just write it down on a piece of
Giving
paper.
them a tool.
But yeah, it's a tool.
Right. Y'all are running together with Sarah, right? your wife,
Mm-hmm.
and you have 3 locations
Three
now.
locations.
So Bel Air,